Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Chris.
This is Mike and Chris Reloaded. This week we got a couple guests.
We do. We go from right, left, right. Let's go. We know who's on our left. Let's try right.
I'm Kurt. How you doing?
Kurt, that is your
Brother.
And
long-time listener, short-time fan.
yeah. Apparently, only listens to a couple of our episodes.
Yeah, I got that adulting thing that goes on. So sometimes.
Some of us have the same adulting thing, sir.
What is this adulting you speak of?
And he does drive everywhere, so he could listen while driving.
Oh, that's true. I could.
I know that's hard to do.
It is.
So, anyways, we got Dane with us. Say hey, Dane.
Hey, Dane.
Yeah. So this week we're going to cover top 5 mature anime.
Yes, it's another version of our top 5 roundtable reload. We call it whatever you want to call it. Top 5 reload.
Yes. Say Mike and Chris Reloaded top 5 roundtable reload.
Even though we're at a square table. Well, technically it's a
rectangle
table. But rectangle sounds pretty funny in there, so we'll just keep roundtable reload.
We're nuts to the round table.
Somebody.
Yes, we this week we're doing not just any anime. It's mature or adult-oriented anime.
That's right.
Not for children.
Yes, this is not for children. This is a very what would you call this episode? A explicit episode.
Explicit.
Explicit.
But we're
episode.
explicitly ranked. Even though we only say one F word, we are ranked explicit.
And excuse me, you were up on me by the way. You've said it like the last 5 weeks in a row.
Well, too fucking bad.
I guess
6 weeks. We might say more than one F word this show, though. I have that feeling. We are explicitly ranked.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it doesn't affect us at all.
We just do it as a personal thing
yes,
more than anything. So.
Yes, I just threw that in there. That's not our F word. Erase that. I did not say the F word.
But yes, going back, this is all the anime are mature rated. So if you have children that listen, be cautious to let them watch some of this stuff because some of this stuff is very graphic in content and in nature and language, violence, gore, nudity, everything. So just be careful, be cautious. You are warned. That is our warning. That is our one and only warning. We are done with that. And also there will be spoilers. So if you have not seen some of these animes we talk about, be warned on that too. You will hear spoilers in this. So.
I will personally try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, but it's going to be hard.
Yes.
But I will try.
We'll spoil The Walking Dead just in case.
Yeah, and if y'all piss me off enough, I'm going to spoil Attack on Titan for you. Just saying. I know what the manga says.
You mean you know what your daughter told you the manga says?
Oh! Which is just like reading, except without the reading.
What's this word, honey? Hey, you gonna read to daddy?
All right, well, let's kick this off with top 5 from worst to best. Not worst, but from least favorite to favorite, and 5 goes to Dane.
My number 5 is, you guys might have watched it or heard of it, Hellsing.
Mm-hmm. Hellsing, that's a good one.
Love Hellsing.
It's the vampire. He's a vampire hunter or vampire.
He's
kind of a
considered
vampire.
A vampire hunter, but he just takes on just about anything as long as he's getting paid for it.
But I know the main villain's like a vampire or something, right? Dracula, something. I've actually never seen it, but I've just seen it.
Really? You've never seen it?
No, I've
actually.
It's on my list. So.
Alucard is actually Dracula.
Okay.
Yes.
No. Really?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just his name spelled backwards.
Spoiler.
He was actually captured by the Hellsing family and then agreed to be a servant to the Hellsing family.
But he enjoys it.
He does.
He gets to have so much fun.
The Hellsing family is basically the lapdogs of the British Empire, and they do all the dirty work, so he enjoys that part of it.
Yeah, I like the part with the little, young girl with the sniper rifle.
Oh, she was awesome.
Yes.
I can't remember her name.
The little cop girl that he turns.
Yep, that he turns into a vampire.
The police girl.
Yes.
I guess I'll have to add that to my list.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good
one.
There's 2 series.
Yep.
The regular one, and then there's Ultimate.
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate, yeah.
Good series.
So,
but,
Mike.
Number 5. My favorite, for my number 5 is going to be one called Is This a Zombie?
Is it? A zombie?
Is it? Are you sure?
It ran from January 2011 to March 2011, 12 episodes. Basically follows a kid who gets killed and by a serial killer, and he gets necromanced by a necromancer. Basically,
he gets reincarnated as a zombie.
He gets reincarnated as a zombie and meets a magical garment girl who he absorbs her power. So now he's a zombie magical garment girl. Who
which I can't remember the name of the chainsaw, but the chainsaw actually had a name.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
But it was pretty funny. Euclid Hellscythe was the name of the necromancer. So which she never spoke in the actual series, and she only spoke in his little daydreams.
Yep,
which was pretty funny. But I actually I really like that one too. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's it's got action, fighting. It's got a little bit of everything. Some dirty stuff.
Vampire ninja.
Yeah, vampire ninja.
Vampire ninja.
Best of both worlds.
Yep. So I mean, it's pretty good. You guys should check it out.
Did you see the second season? They
have
2 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it just only had 12 episodes. So.
Oh no, I didn't see the second season. There's a second season.
Yes.
Why did I not see the second season?
How did you not see there's another season, Mike? You're missing out.
It wasn't on Funimation.
Oh, sometimes you got to go beyond the box, there, Mike.
Open up the box.
But it ended.
No. It ended at the second season. Well, no, actually, technically, it didn't even end on the second season. It left it open for more.
Yeah, but I absorbed Resolution, so I must have watched the second season. What happened in the second season?
Where they fight the big giant megalo thing or whatever.
Yes, so apparently I'm just wrong.
You watched the second season.
I watched the second season too. No, I watched the first season.
Oh, okay.
I must have just got the episode list wrong. It must have been 24 episodes, and I just
there's 2 seasons of it.
Yeah. It was a long time ago when I watched it, like 3 months.
I'd say, was it like 2 weeks ago?
No, like
3 months.
3 months. Hey, man, I'm on medication. Give me a break.
Wow. He's on Mike Standard Time.
That's right. Number 5 to you, Chris.
My number 5 is, I don't know if you ever heard of it, it's Akame ga Kill.
I have not seen it.
It's very political, actually. Which is, I usually try to stay away from politics, but this is actually really good. It's a young kid named Tatsumi, lives in a little out-of-town village. His little village keeps getting overrun by what's called danger beasts, they call them.
Danger!
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so he goes over, and he's basically the village's like top fighter. So he goes to the main city with his 2 best friends. They want to join the capital and everything else, to join them, to get them to help earn money to help his village. Well, a lot of things happens. He gets separated from his friends, and he goes to he meets this group called Night Raid, which is actually a group of assassins who fight against the capital people, the prime minister and stuff like that. Well, he's thinking these guys are just bad, evil. They're working against the capital, this and that. Come to find out, the people in the capital aren't what they seem anyway. They're actually really corrupt. The prime minister, the young emperor, he's real young. He's really corrupting the emperor. He's doing things his own way. He's killing people, doing stuff. Tatsumi finds his 2 friends later who've been tortured and just brutally killed and murdered by these political people just for fun.
Just like our girlfriend.
Yeah, pretty much so. So that's what I said. So he ends up joining Night Raid. They each have these special weapons. They're called taigus, which are made from ancient danger beasts. They give them like special abilities and stuff like that. So it's very, very, extremely graphic as far as the death scenes. You'd probably like it, Mike.
I'll watch it then.
I'm talking like scenes where like people are just getting like eaten in half and heads getting cut off and put on poles in the middle of the squares and stuff like that.
Something Dane would watch eating cereal.
Yeah, pretty much so. But Tatsumi, you'd think Tatsumi actually, it seems like he's more focused as the main guy, but the show is called Akame ga Kill. And actually, the main girl in its name is Akame.
Oh, really?
She used to be part of the capital. She was like one of the number 1 people in the capital. But when she realized what they were doing, she turned and joined Night Raid. She has a sword that, like, when it kills people, it absorbs their soul. That's her special taigu weapon. So
Want my soul.
yeah. Well, it comes in handy a lot in some things and stuff. Each one of the people from Night Raid has different weapons. Tatsumi didn't gain his until there was a guy there. What was his name? Bulat, I think his name was. But he has a weapon. It's basically like a suit of armor,
Mhm.
and it does all kinds of different abilities. Well, he ends up getting killed. And before he dies, he actually relinquishes his suit of armor. He gives it to Tatsumi, so he ends up inheriting that. So he gets that later on. But I mean, it's just like for every one person Night Raid has, like in their group, like the Capital has a person to match them. So it's like it's just ever struggling battle. And these weapons that they have are so powerful that if two people ever face off with the weapons, one of them is surely to die. They said, no matter what happens, one of them will die. So
that's cool.
There's 24 episodes. Came out in 2014. Really good. It's got a lot of political intrigue, a lot of just murder, death, violence.
Murder, death, kill.
Not a whole lot. I don't think there's really a whole lot of nudity in it at all. It's just a lot of just like graphic violence. But,
you watch an anime without nudity in it?
well, what do you know?
I'm telling you.
I've seen one or two.
Number 5 to you, Kurt.
All right, my number 5 is I'm going to go with Claymore.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It actually came out in April of 2007. Madhouse produced it. It was released later on by Viz Media in the U.S. Main character is Claire. She is a Claymore. Claymore, in essence, is a half-demon version that are specifically made to fight the demons. In this particular case, they call the demons Yoma. They use their demonic energies for doing various things that makes them stronger, faster, all that kind of good stuff, you know. It's a lot of sword play, a lot of special attacks each one develops that learns how to do. It's an all-around classic medieval hack and slash kind of gameplay through. It's really cool.
I have actually seen, I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of it, and for some reason I quit watching it, but what I saw of it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It showed I guess the main girl you were talking about, Claire.
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah, she was. I guess she was at some village or something.
Yeah, it starts the very first episode. She starts out the first time you see her. She's walking into a village. She walks right up into the village basically, and they call them the silver-eyed witch because their eyes will glaze over a silver color, and they can actually see the Yoma. Or the demons, if you want. The Yoma are hiding amongst people. They can transform themselves into people, but their demonic energy, the Claymores can see.
Wow. So
they can literally walk right up into a crowd, and they'll just suddenly draw their Claymores, which is where the main name comes from. They have giant Claymores that they carry, and they'll just hack somebody right in half, right in the middle of the square. But then when they die, of course, then their body transforms into the Yoma that they were. They can't hold their magic at that point, and then everybody sees it. And
so they're killing an innocent person to get to the demon.
But it's not. The Yoma actually eat the innocent person,
so
and then they're already dead. They assume their shape then to try to hide amongst others. A lot of villages will tend to hire them in, and basically they'll send a contract in and say, "Hey, we need you. We think we have a Yoma. Come and find it." And these girls will come in and they'll do their thing. They'll kill the Yoma, and then they'll be like, "Oh, here's your payment." And they'll be like, "Nope, a man in black will come later from the syndicate," and they just leave and go on about their business. And that's pretty much how it goes through. The storyline follows this particular girl who goes along and does her normal thing every day, and there is the possibility if they use too much of their demonic power that they themselves can transform into a Yoma, or what they call at that point an awakened being, because they're not just a mindless killer. They can actually think and still do that kind of stuff. So it goes into that story arc kind of into it of as she partially awakens, or is she fully awake, but she's still herself. Is it, so it's pretty cool. You should check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Number 4 to you, Dane.
This might be a shocker to you guys. Neo Genesis Evangelion.
What?
Evangelion.
I've never heard of this. Not from you, Dane.
No, not from me.
I'm surprised it's only number 4.
Yeah, I'm got a little shocked there myself, but Dane has brought us visual aids for his top ones over there. So.
Oh yeah.
Has he? Did you watch them?
You're supposed to watch those.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that, Dane. We've been here this whole time.
Like, you guys had the whole bromance thing going on earlier. You should have been watching some anime.
We were watching anime, actually.
Then you came over.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I interrupted.
There was nudity and there was ninjas.
There was nudity and ninjas?
Well, not ninjas, but...
well, I guess made ninjas.
All right. So, anyways, let's hear about your anime, Dane.
Well, in case you don't know, it's post-apocalyptic, kind of. But, special kids get mech suits, and only certain types actually get to drive the suits. Born under, I can't remember, a certain sign. But anyway, crazy mech anime about people fighting angels, is what they're called. And it's just the most violent and eventually kind of crazy out there with nudity series. Like, not to give too much away, but I'd say put it on the list.
I just heard someone. I'm scared. Hey, guys. All right. So that was a little weird.
Yeah. My bad.
That's all right. We won't blame you.
Wasn't a phone.
That's
wasn't
true.
a phone.
It wasn't a phone.
It was not a phone. I think the phone was my fault, wasn't it?
I think it was your fault.
I think it was my fault.
I think most things are your fault, Mike.
So,
And it wasn't a barking dog.
number 4 to me then, I guess, huh? Are you done talking?
Yeah, didn't want to give too much away to the
Understand.
series.
Now, my number 4, I only selected as number 4 just to piss Chris off. So it's Tokyo Ghoul. Chris hates this anime, so I love it.
Hey, I don't hate the anime. I just hate the fact that it's you built this up to be this greatest thing, and it's just like this. The entire first season was just him whining.
Yeah, but there's blood, guts, gore.
While he was whining.
A whiny kid.
He was becoming...
He started off as this little bitchy kid, and then it evolves
And
into
it only took
a kick-ass...
Exactly. He evolved to a badass
in 12
ghoul,
episodes.
and it only took the entire season for him, the very last episode, for him to do it.
Yes.
Spoiler.
There's 24 episodes. We're still waiting on season 3 for it.
Which I think is out this fall, supposedly,
yes,
right?
supposedly coming out
They're
this fall.
actually working on it now, I thought.
Yes, they are working on it.
because they had to wait for the live-action movie and everything.
Well, they were delaying it because they didn't like the story arcs that the manga was on, so they were waiting for additional materials, what I heard. So that's the information I heard, the article I read. And yes, I do. I read news stuff. I will tell you that. I do not read books. I do not read manga. I do not read comics. I read news. So if there's a story about a story, I'll read that freaking story.
This just in, Mike reads.
Yeah. So basically, it came out in July 2014. The second season, January 2015. So we've been waiting 2 years for the third season. I mean,
For more crap.
The third season, I believe, is going to be named Re, which is
Everything's Re nowadays.
Name of the comic or name of the coffee shop that is opened. That
the girl opens after the original one is destroyed.
But we don't have to go too far in depth. That if you want to hear more about Tokyo Ghoul, we do have a podcast all about Tokyo Ghoul and Attack on Titan. So I mean, I don't go into detailed spoilers. We'll just go to Chris's number 4.
Speaking of Re,
yeah,
my number 4, Re0, starting over in another world. This one was. It started off kind of lighthearted, it seemed like to me, even though what happens to the kid is not. Main antagonist is Subaru Natsuki. He gets summoned to another world, just kind of out of nowhere. He doesn't know who summoned him or whatever. You see little hints of things there, but he meets this girl, follows her to this little tavern, ends up getting killed. Like within the first 10-15 minutes of the first episode of the anime.
That's how
dies.
he started anime.
Yeah, he just dies. And then, like, right after that, he's, like, right there standing in the little square again of the market where he was first appeared.
Huh.
So he realizes now every time he dies, he has this thing called return by death. So it's almost like it resets himself to where he was before. To when he reaches a certain point in his life, if he dies, it'll go back to that point.
Oh, that's cool.
So, however, he learns a lot of things as he goes along, and how people have betrayed him, and eventually over time when he keeps dying like that and stuff like that, it starts like getting to him psychologically. Like he just starts he's seeing people die, he's seeing people betray him, he's seeing people just things like that. People he's like learning to fall in love with or like, and this just get killed right in front of him. But yet when he dies, he comes back and they're there again. So it's kind of like it's like a good yet bad thing. I mean, how would you feel seeing the same person you say you love or whatever die over and over again, and you just come back and trying to find ways to stop things and
So
this
it's
and that?
not just him that restarts, everything.
Everything, but
restarts.
he's the only one that maintains his memories.
Ah, okay.
So it kind of works out. Like if something if something he's trying to stop or fix, he can realize he didn't do it right this way, so he can go back and try and fix something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's it's good. It's really bizarre, and it's got a lot of pretty graphic death scenes in it too. No nudity in it.
Another anime
Another
without.
I
Wow.
told you I've watched one or two.
Wow.
Oh, I think
Um,
you're digging out. Your pockets are empty now. I saw a moth fly by my head.
It has 25 episodes. Came out early last year, 2016. But they are making a second season of it, and it was actually last year. It was voted like the #1 anime of the year last year. So
Oh, that's cool. So number 4 to you? Are we
Four
on
to
4?
Kurt, yep.
Number 4 to me. My number 4 is Gungrave.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, if you want a classic gangster, all the way gory, this is how the mob was supposed to be run kind of movie, show, that's for you. It was set out or released in 2003 by Madhouse, eventually re-released by Funimation. It basically follows the main characters, which is Harry McDowell, Brandon Heat. The mob organization is called the Millennium Organization. The leader of it they call him Big Daddy.
I like it when you call him Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy. Harry and Brandon are basically brain and brawn. Harry's the brain, Brandon's the brawn. They started out as little orphans on the street, gangsters, just trying to make their own living. Eventually get into the Millennium Organization, and then eventually work their way up to the top. And it is a ruthless, bloody ascent to the top. There is a sci-fi twist to it towards the end, where Harry starts dealing into some science augmentation of the human body type thing. Eventually, Harry and Brandon become enemies of sorts, and Harry ends up
Not
killing
lovers?
him. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, maybe a little. No, not at all.
Anyway, Harry ends up killing what was his best friend Brandon. The scientist then reanimates Brandon with the sole purpose of taking down the Millennium Organization and protecting what was his love interest in the beginning. And that's pretty much how it goes. It goes all the way to the end, and I'm not going to reveal what the ending is to you because watch it and see. It was pretty good.
Well, that's cool. That's another anime I have to check out for sure.
Yeah, it was a great
Boy,
series.
this is a good show, man. My list is adding up of shit I need to watch.
I've seen the first couple episodes of Gungrave, and I don't know, man. It seems like to me it starts off a little slow.
It does start off a little slow with the kids in the alleyway kind of thing, but they're giving you that kind of
backstory.
Yeah, it's like giving you the backstory, but you're watching it, and it plays right through. Once they get into the Millennium Organization, of course, it starts out a little slow there too. You're not rushed right to the top. You got to work your way up, but they kind of walk you through that process of how, at least in this writer's eyes, what it was like to go through that kind of organization, and it gets pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta kind of force myself to the same thing with Death Note. I just gotta kind of force myself to sit there and watch.
Some of the greatest shows start off slow. You got Breaking Bad, Dexter, all these, what other ones are out there that are slow starting? Fear the Walking Dead is the second season of that's pretty good, but they needed the first slow season to build the story up. I mean, you just got to give it that time, Chris. Got to nurture it, rock it in your arms, love it, stroke its hair, And I'm actually doing that. Now, you guys can't see, but I'm stroking.
You guys don't want to see.
I'm stroking an imaginary.
Pretty sure you're following the ball.
Yeah, you don't.
He's stroking something.
you
Why
don't want to see
move
Mike
on to
stroking
number three?
anything. Number 3 to Dane.
Before this changes the rating altogether.
Yeah.
We talked about this, Mike.
Yes.
Last week I love boys. This week I'm stroking babies. Okay.
That's what we call it now.
It gets
Damn.
worse. It gets worse. High School of the Dead.
Oh. Oh.
Sadly, we lost the creator of that a couple weeks ago.
No, that's horrible.
But typical high school romp, not really. Zombies have taken over, you know.
So rom-com.
But, you know, me being a zombie fan, hence my screen name, nickname, and all that jazz. To me, it's one of the best zombie undead series next to Walking Dead. Although Walking Dead's drawn out at times, a lot of times.
Yeah, there is a lot of fan service in this anime too. So,
But it just, so many flavors in it.
yeah, it's good. I love it.
Yes, this one does have nudity.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
And it does have cursing.
Yes, it
And
does.
very, very graphic violence.
Lots
Yes,
of
it
panty
does.
shots, too.
Yes, lots of panty shots, lots of booby shots. Not an anime you want to watch while you have kids present.
Again, we've stated this in the beginning.
Yeah.
These are not for children.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So very good one, yes, Dane.
ran from July 2010 to September 2010, and I know this because this is also my third favorite mature anime. High School of the Dead is a very good one, and just
13 episodes altogether.
Yeah,
well,
we're
12
still-
and a special one, but
yeah, there is an OVA, and they're also rumoring, which has been rumored for a while, but rumoring season 2 will be coming out within the next 12 months. They are going to start producing a season 12. Even
I'd
with
like
the
to
death-
see it, even, but when I was the death of the creator of it, you don't.
Yeah, well, the the manga does go further. There is a manga.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The manga does go further, and there is they said there is enough interest to produce a second season. They're just trying to wrap up a studio to do so. But
which it should be hard,
No.
honestly.
Well, the thing about it is, I think back then is like they did.
it was taboo, though.
They did the anime, and it was. You're right. It was taboo. It wasn't a big thing, and then they just had this tsunami in
yeah.
Japan,
Yeah.
and they actually pushed that back. You know, so technically this thing could have come out a year or two earlier. So they actually pushed it back because they didn't want to release this. You know, a bunch of Walking Dead in Japan right after the tsunami in Japan just wiped out a bunch of people. So they're like, yes, let's just not do this right now. So, and now the zombie thing has reached its height here a couple years ago, and now I think it's
What?
kind
Zombies are popular? No.
now I think it's kind of truthfully I think it's kind of tapering down now. So, but I don't. I mean, hopefully it'd be nice to see if they come out with at least a second season, maybe to try
I
to
know Walking Dead
get some closure on it or something. I don't know.
Walking Dead's still number 1 on TV, so zombies are popular right now. But number 3 to you, Chris.
Number 3 is another high school for me, High School DXD.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Yes.
about
High School
the high
DXD. Story of Issei Hyodo, who I won't go into full detail on it, but
You can.
He basically is just this kid in a school. It was an all-girls school, right?
It was an all-girls school.
It
Now
became
they've
co-ed.
Yep.
And so he ends up going out on a date because he's like a pervert, but he finds this girl, asks him out on a date, goes on a date, and she ends up killing him.
Yep.
Because she turns out to be a fallen angel.
Yes.
She kills him,
You know how
but
it
he
turns
gets
out, folks.
resurrected as a devil.
Yeah.
By Rias Gremory
Yes.
in the House of
Yes.
Gremory. So, which her brother happens to be Lord Zex, who is basically head cheese in the underworld.
Yes.
So, but the reason why she killed him because he contains the Red Dragon Emperor, the boosted gear of Longinus, they call it. So,
Yeah.
which is like the
I'm sorry, Chris, what was that word again?
the boosted gear. Anyway,
Vaginas? What did you say?
Longinus is actually what they call it.
Mangina?
Yeah. But the boosted gear is supposed to basically, it doubles the person's power every 10 seconds. And it's supposed to create your power so powerful enough where you can actually kill God or the devil himself. So that's why it's such a thing that why they wanted to try and kill him, but it didn't work out. Things happened. It had 3 seasons, started in 2012, and it's still going on. They just announced a 4th season, which I believe will be out either this fall or early winter.
Yeah, I heard early winter.
So
yeah,
probably be winter.
Yep, most likely. So number 3 to you, Kurt.
All right. Well, for me, I'm going to have to go a little bit older. I got to go all the way back to 2002 for this one.
Is it high school based?
It is not. This is Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It's still just as good today as it was back in 2002.
It's never going to.
It's yeah. The benefit to this one is the whole thing takes place in the year 2030, so there's still hope for some of us that are getting older that we'll have our own cyber bodies soon. Just saying.
There's hope for you, Mike.
I want a cyber body. My body's falling apart. I got a bad back, a broken toe, a crazy brain.
Cyber Mike.
Can you? Yeah. Just be a cyber brain sitting on the table. Look over and pet him every now and then. Anyway.
Where's my brain flakes?
It's basically based around what they call Public Section 9, Security Public Section 9. It's a elite security task force in the Japanese government. They take on special, high-profile kind of cases. It's very graphic as far as not so much blood and guts, because obviously at this point they're all androids.
Robot guts.
But yeah, it's a lot of robot guts. It is still fairly graphic when it comes to that. It's a lot of high-tech firepower. It's got a lot of very cool technical aspects to it.
It's such a beautiful series.
It also plays into, I mean, if you like the political corruption side of the story, it has great storylines that go along that as well. They're incredibly detailed in their story production and how many twists and turns it's going to take, and you just never know where it's going to go. And then all of a sudden, just when you think you figured it out, they pop something in and it takes a complete right turn. So it's a very good story all the way through. The standalone complex was the original one. They did come out with a second gig later on that is equally as good. I'm not going to give you why that one came out because that would ruin the whole thing for what happened in the first series. But check it out; it's pretty good.
All right. I haven't watched Ghost in the Shell yet, but it's on my list of shit to do because the movie's coming out. The movie is out.
Movie is out.
Yeah, movie is out, so I do.
Which I have not seen yet. I'm interested to see it. I will.
So I will definitely watch it. So number 2.
Number 2. Now, this is a popular series. Everyone has at least heard of it. Attack on Titan.
What's that?
Damn!
On Titan.
I never
Give
heard
me
of
your damn list, okay?
I've never heard
You
of it.
just copying my page, baby. Did you even write shit on your page?
Hold on. Am I the only one here that didn't have Attack on Titan on his list?
Get out.
No. There's a reason. Because all of mine are animes that are complete.
Oh.
Attack on Titan is not complete, so I can't say if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Currently, it's an excellent storyline.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Technically,
but Inuyasha started out really good, and look what happened at the end of that one.
that's true.
You got a point.
So, I'll save it till it's all done, and then I'll decide if it's really good or not.
All right. So number 2 to you.
Over the world.
So Attack on Titan ran from April 2013 to present.
Mm-hmm.
And it follows young Eren Yeager. And they live in a world full of titans who magically appeared 100 years ago.
I thought this was Dane's number 2.
It is here Dane's number 2, but it's also my number 2.
It's actually also my number 2.
So,
wow. So you guys have got this trio thing going.
So,
go ahead.
So we're piggybacking. We're working off each other here.
No, it's not.
That's why I said
Eren Yeager, Mikasa Ackerman, and Armin.
Mind you, everybody.
Ardler.
No one knows everybody else's list. This is all coincidence.
This is all our own personal lists.
Yeah, we don't even talk about our list until the show.
Keeping it fresh.
And you can even ask, Kurt's never been a guest here before. I refuse to discuss.
Listen?
I even refuse.
We already covered that thing.
We already
You got a show.
Yeah, we already refused to discuss anything about it with him, so he knows this is all fresh too. Just happens to be a great
all of
damn
you had
anime.
number 2 for Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that's pretty funny.
It is.
But anyways, 100 years ago, Titans magically appear. There's 3 sections of the city. There's what is it? Walmaria, Walrose, and Walshina, I believe.
No, Stros.
Walstros? Strauss?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's spelled like Strohess or something like that.
It's
Strauss.
like German Strauss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you noticed, a lot of the names
Hard German.
are German.
Those rolls.
Yeah, but so Aaron basically just
He's the main protagonist.
Yeah, it just follows this guy through a land filled with Titans and their ability to fight them off to the best of their, which they don't do successfully very well.
They use omnidirectional movement gear. That's what it's called.
But yeah, another, like I said earlier, we do have a whole podcast strictly on this anime.
We do.
You might have heard of it.
Yeah, we might have mentioned it.
Or we might have heard of this podcast.
I doubt they heard of this podcast. Actually, we're pretty popular lately. We're getting there. So I guess we could just skip past Chris and go right to Kurt's number 2.
Number 2.
All right, well, my number 2 is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Good one.
That is a good one. I watched an episode of that.
Really? Just an episode?
Just one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it or just never got it?
It's okay, man. You don't have to say you're related by blood. You can just say it's like, adopted. One of you were adopted or something.
Went on to something else. Just completely forgot about it. Go ahead, Kurt.
Brotherhood was released in 2009 by Bones and then later on by Funimation. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it.
Funimation? No, never heard of them.
No, not at all. But Edward and Alphonse Elric, the Elric brothers, are the stars of the show. They are what they call alchemists. It's a basic form of magic that's not magic, where they are able to manipulate matter based on certain signs, and they have to obey the laws of nature. You have to have equivalent exchange, so whatever you are going to create, you have to have something equivalent that you are destroying, per se, to make it. And it kind of goes through their entire life. It starts out where they actually... their mother passes away, and they try to resurrect their mother, which is the ultimate law, is that you don't create
the dead.
Life, yes. And they end up losing a lot. Yeah, it gets dark and tragic in the first episode. Edward ends up losing his arm and one of his legs, and
his dear little brother
ends up losing his entire body. Edward is able to do some blood alchemy at the last minute, and he traps Alphonse's spirit in a suit of armor that happened to be close by at the time. And now Alphonse walks around as a giant hollow suit of armor.
Which is funny because his younger brother.
Yes, he is the younger brother, and
he still maintains his voice and everything.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's a really it's a good eclectic kind of anime. It covers all kinds of different storylines. It covers tragedy, happiness, sorrow, help.
All the emotions.
All the emotions. Well, yeah,
everything.
And that's actually honestly, it's when you see it and you see like this kid and a kid in the suit and this and that, you don't think, oh, this can't be that bad. But it's actually one of the most graphic animes I've seen.
I would have to say above all, probably there's one character. His name is Roy Mustang. He's called the Flame Alchemist. Mm-hmm. He wears these gloves that basically have sulfur on them, so he can snap his fingers and create a flame. And he can manipulate flame, and let me tell you, he will do some crazy incendiary things to people in it. It's pretty awesome.
He likes fire.
He really likes fire.
I gotta watch this shit. Why the hell did I only watch one episode again?
Dude, how can you? This is like been around since 2009. I mean,
well, like,
And there's a live action movie coming out.
yeah, just saying.
well, like I haven't gotten into anime except within the last. It's been 2 years now, I think.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, wait,
I
wait.
can understand.
How old were you in 09?
Yeah,
Too
Mike.
old to watch cartoons?
No.
Hey, I can
know you
understand.
were.
Hey, Kurt, hey, look, man. I gotta defend Mike though. I can understand why he doesn't watch anime all the time. Because he works all. Okay, I can understand why he doesn't watch anime all the time. 'Cause never mind.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got nothing.
let's move on that one.
He's picking on me.
Okay, we're down to our number one.
ones.
Real quick, just take a couple seconds. You got something in maybe honorable mention you might want to bring out?
Yeah, my honorable mention, although it should have been in my top 5, Vampire Hunter D.
Oh,
That's a good
Good
one.
one.
that's a good
That
one.
was
That's
a
a
good
real
one.
good one.
A
One of
couple
my
of you
favorite.
listeners out there, like Angie, might remember from your childhood, 1985, I believe it came out.
Mhm.
Oh, God. There's, of course, a sequel, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Bloodlust, yeah.
And supposedly they're working on a third movie, which should be out next year, maybe the end of this year.
I heard. I didn't know when. I heard they were talking about doing another one. I don't know if they're gonna. I mean,
Well, they said they're doing it, but it's just been.
Now I have
under
not
wraps.
seen Bloodlust, but I know the first one was always one of my all-time favorites.
Bloodlust is good too. I mean, I still prefer the first one.
He had that little hand that just like was smarting off and talked to him all the time.
He's still awesome in the second one.
Yeah, my honorable mention. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Come on,
Was it Death Note?
No.
Yes. Yes. Although
Never
not,
heard of that. What is
although not truly MA full series MA rated, should be.
T
It
for
does have a
two.
few episodes rated mature,
2?
and is mature in some areas.
3.
Shh.
So, but this is one of the greatest animes of all time in my
Sorry, I got a little something in my throat
Yes.
there, man. What was
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh,
I know Chris can't watch it because
Oh.
he's
whew.
he's tried, but it is a great anime. That would be my honorable mention.
My honorable mention is Chivalry of a Failed Knight.
I haven't even heard of that one.
It's
I have not either.
It's actually
Yeah,
it's really
good
good. It came
job.
out 2015. There's 12 episodes. Just I'll give you the little backstory. Basically, everyone has what's called a blaze. It's their magical ability. Well, this one kid does not have it, and even though his family is like really high up there as far as they produce blazers,
So it's
Mhm.
like
he kind of didn't have it, so he's shunned by his family. So he went out there and he basically learned his own ability, which is kind of his. They call it his noble art. He calls it his noble art. He can mimic everything, and he pushes his abilities to past the of normal humans. So his eyesight, speed, is everything is just way past So with his noble art, he actually joins this academy. He defeats the number one ranked person in the academy, which is played by a woman named Stella Vermillion. She's like a princess of someplace or whatever, and they end up kind of like falling for each other eventually, and just because she realizes his determination and everything else, wanting to win this tournament and basically get recognized. But very good anime. I really liked it. There's really no nudity. There's some pretty good violence in it and stuff. Just one of the scenes. In fact, I posted it one time on our page. Actually, one of the scenes where it shows him where these people are having hostage in a mall,
Mm-hmm.
and they end up, his sister's there, and she ends up putting a protection, like a barrier around him to protect him from the other people because they all have guns. And they humiliated Stella. They made her like strip down to like her bra and panties and stuff, and it pissed him off. So once the people were protected, they're like, go ahead. So it shows him jumping off this balcony, and he's like jumping down, and he's basically he enacts his noble art, and he starts just looking at everything, and you see his eyes just like moving, just like everywhere. Just check, and they start just shooting at him. He just goes through and just like takes them all out.
Huh,
So
well, that's cool.
sounds good.
I'll have to check that out.
yes, really good. But you'll have to read it, Mike, because it's not dubbed.
Oh!
I won't be checking it out. Honorable mention for you there, Kurt.
My honorable mention would have to be Code Geass.
Yeah, good one.
It had like Death Note. It has several episodes that are mature rated, but then more so that are TV-14, so it didn't quite make the MA list per se. But it's an awesome storyline. It combines mech anime. You've got your classic intrigue. You've got your yeah. He knows. It's got your and I think above all, what I really liked about it was it gives this kind of understory of like what back in the day the Japanese pride was compared to how they felt about the United States at that time, because to them we were this giant warmongering empire that was just trying to eat the entire world. And this is their and this is their little way of fighting back and showing their samurai pride and coming out. But it's an excellent anime. You should check it out.
Wait, where's our ships at now in North Korea? Are you sure this is an anime we're talking about here?
It might be a real life action soon. I don't know.
Yeah.
So down to number one anime.
Okay, we're here at our number one. I guess we're going to start with Dane. What you got?
My number one is also from 1985.
Nice.
Go fig. And first time I heard of it was actually a live action adaptation, which I didn't know was a live action adaptation at the time. The MacGyver Bio Booster Armor. One of the most violent movies, or actually series, I'd ever seen. It's about a boy, little nerdy kind of boy, who's in high school, and he comes across this alien armor called the Bio Booster, the MacGyver, and he becomes this ultimate badass, basically. And these aliens, mutant, it's hard to describe them, zoonoids.
Zoinoids, like the Domino's pizza guy?
That's the Noid.
Oh, that's the Noid. That's right.
Big difference. No, it's these alien race that put like basically mutations in people and make them like their own little super soldiers, and they mutated like these huge rhinoceros or like a bat-like creatures, and just
It's kind of like pre-Power Rangers.
yeah,
That's what it sounded like.
super violent.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Now, are you talking about the anime, or are you talking about the actual live-action movie?
Anime.
Okay, because the live-action movie I've actually seen. I know they made the anime. I haven't seen it yet. But I actually seen the live-action movie, which was actually pretty decent. Had Mark Hamill in it.
Yep.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's loose, like the live action's loosely based off of it, but the anime is definitely not tame.
My number one is Chris's already said. And the only reason I watched this was because Chris said to watch it. And, props to Chris.
And I did say, do not watch it around your kids.
And, of course, I started...
Ghoul, is it?
No. I started watching this anime, and my kids were awake in the other room. And the first episode, I was like, oh my gosh, what the hell am I watching? And I almost didn't watch anymore, but I did. And it's a pretty damn good anime. It's High School DXD. It was on Chris's list. I believe it was your number 3.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is a great anime. If you can get past the fan service and, the nudity and the panty shots, that type of stuff, the story of this is actually a really great story. But don't watch it around kids.
Yes.
Watch it with kids, got it.
So number one to you, sir.
Number one is what you guys already mentioned, actually, High School of the Dead. That's my number one. You've heard me talk about it. It's great. I love it. Just the simple fact that you got these kids that are just basically put together and they're just surviving.
The nurse is hot.
The nurse,
actually, every character in this every female character was hot.
Yeah. Even
but the nurse, though, God.
Oh, yeah. Miss Shizuka.
That's right.
Which is funny because
So
even if you've ever caught it in the anime, they actually kind of break the little fourth wall a little bit. Which the little nerdy smart chick, Saya.
Yeah.
She's just like, oh, how can someone like you be so stupid yet be a nurse? And she's like, I don't know. I guess it's just my character. So,
Wow.
yeah, there's a few things, but it's very. I loved it. I mean, you got the zombie They call it a pandemic, but it breaks out. It's basically people's ability to either trying to survive or try and understand it, which some people don't.
Yeah, they call those zombies them.
Yeah.
Them.
Yeah, they don't really whatever, and it's like you see people. And it's kind of reminds me a lot of like The Walking Dead, how you see the realism in things, like the part with the guy and the little girl trying to get in. He goes, "Please let me in, let my little girl in," and they end up just like killing the dude. It's like, sorry, we're just not gonna let you in.
Yeah, that series got totally brutal.
And
Yep.
yeah, it was. I mean, it's just like you see things like that, and it's like, yeah, that could happen.
You want us to tell you how it ends? It ends with them getting to an elementary school.
No,
Isn't that what
a mall.
A mall?
Yeah, they're at a mall.
I thought it was an elementary
Mike,
school.
what version did you watch?
Wait,
Was it
Mike,
a mall?
what meds were you on when you watched it?
And why does it always go back to children in elementary school? Like, what?
Damn
Wow.
it.
High School of the Dead.
I swore it was they got to an elementary
No, because
school.
I
That
remember
was a safe zone.
it was at the mall because it reminded me of an homage to Day of the Dead
Okay.
when they were at the mall, because at the very end they're all you see is the Hummer that's destroyed that they were driving, and then it shows them walking off, and it shows in the background it shows the mall.
Everybody
Gotcha.
have that in the comments.
All right, I'm
Yes.
stupid.
So, Kurt,
Well,
on to you.
my number one is not nearly as dark as
I
all
want to see
that.
your version.
Sorry
of High
about
School
that.
of the Dead. I'm
My
sorry.
number one is, I guess, pretty much a classic at this point. It came out in 1996. It was on Aniplex, Fuji TV, Toonami, Cartoon Network. Pretty much everybody and their brother ran it at one point in time or another. It's Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Not big on the old nudity in this one. Relatively heavy on the violence, but not the bloodshed. It's a classic story of your
Classic samurai.
samurai, and living in an age that's just beyond the samurai where they should be.
The honor,
Yep.
just everything. It's
It-
of a period piece in a way, but it's so good.
Yeah, and the character development in it over the course of its season. I mean, I personally own the entire box set. There's like 18 DVDs that go in this box set. It's incredible. It's awesome.
I'm interested to see the live action movie,
I was
am
about
too.
to say that.
and I think there's 3 parts to it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's actually 3 parts to it.
that'll be very interesting to see that adaptation to it.
Yeah.
So that's a good list, guys. I mean, I know some of us had some of the same ones. Kurt brought in a lot of stuff that some of us have seen, some of us haven't seen, some of us might want to watch.
Yeah, I got a list of anime I'm going to be watching.
The Hellsing is one I definitely want to check out. Actually,
that's
that
really
sounds
good.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, I hope they do another
Some of the other ones I've
series,
seen,
movie at
I've
least.
already seen actually, but great show. Like I said, a good list of
Long
different-
show.
different. Well, these always run long,
I know.
but it's a good list of different animes, different variety
Yeah.
of animes, and I like that. I like the way we have different variety of things. People do think differently.
I like
Ultimately, if you're sitting around bored and you're looking for something to watch, listen and pick one.
Real quick, a lot of people they look at anime like, oh, you're watching a cartoon, it's for kids. Obviously, this stuff is not for kids.
No.
Okay.
By no means.
And we watch this stuff. If you notice, the main thing in a lot of these things we've talked about, a lot of this stuff has great storylines to it,
A lot of depth.
and you can't watch a movie out there, a 2-hour movie out there nowadays, and not have it's like, okay, this is a really good movie. It's got a good story to it. That's great. But when you got 12 episodes to build a story or 24 episodes to build a story, it's even better.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, a lot of summer movies and movies that come out in America, a lot of directors get influenced from anime.
See, and most anime, unless it's current running, has an end.
Yes, that's probably above all the thing that I love personally about anime in general is almost every one of your Japanese anime, they start and they finish.
Yes.
There's no open endings. There's no, well, we could make a sequel. There's no... When they get real popular and become real mainstream, you tend to see that. And, there are some animes out there that I truly do enjoy watching that are like that. I enjoyed watching Fairy Tail. I enjoyed watching Naruto while it ran, but they ran for so long without an ending. Most of our anime is not like that. Most animes are a set finite number of episodes. Your start and your finish, and it's awesome.
Well, a
to
lot of the
know.
animes are created with a specific amount of episodes in mind, knowing that that's going to be a one and done.
Yeah.
And depending on the popularity, the sales, and everything else, like, okay, this was good. We ended this, but we ended it where we can at least
You shitting me?
go into something else if we need to, you know.
Yeah.
But
Last person I hit didn't come back on the show.
I like it.
but with that, I think we've ran up enough time. Thank you, Dane. Thank
Yep,
you, Kurt.
thanks.
We appreciate you
Pleasure.
coming on.
Appreciate it.
Um,
Make sure to like and share our Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram, Tumblr,
Stitcher, YouTube,
iTunes,
iHeartRadio,
iHeartRadio,
My Twitch face.
our website, Mike and Chris Reloaded at Libsyn, LIBSYN.
.com,
.libsyn.com.
.libsyn.com. That's right. If you haven't listened to us on the website, you might like it more than YouTube or something because you don't have to deal with commercials. It'll stream right from your phone. We have a built-in player, so
Can't say I've ever heard a commercial on YouTube.
really, yeah. Sometimes
I've actually seen it a couple times.
yeah, I've had it a few times, but for the most part, you can go right to our website and watch it listen to it on your phone. There is a built-in audio player, so you don't have to download any tools. It's just a great resource for listening to our podcast quickly on the go. If you do have iTunes, we are looking for people to rank us on iTunes, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio so that we fall into the search engines for them. That would help us out a lot.
Yes, don't forget to, like you said, like and share. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. If you want to list any of your favorite animes, feel free to leave us any comments.
Can't.
Yeah, as Chris points out every week, every day, every week, I don't work. I am a stay-at-home dad, so
But
I'm
Mike
there
does-
to answer you.
He does keep up on this stuff, and we do get good banter with everyone that poses questions or comments to us. So I don't get on as much as I like to, but I do every now and again get on there and answer some people and talk to people too.
And we're close to 100 this month. We got 2 weeks left in the month, don't we?
Yes.
So I mean, we didn't make 200 last month, but maybe 200 downloads this month on the site is possible. So keep pushing it for us.
And that all depends on you guys.
That's right.
The listeners.
That's right. I thank you guys
The
again.
reloaders.
Our reloaders. Thanks again for coming, and
Thanks.
I'm done. You
We're
done?
out.
Later.
We're out.